Good evening. What's out there to all of my fellow gold diggers? This is your girl Rita, also known as the self-proclaimed gold digger. Welcome to my channel where I discuss my life as a wife, mom, entrepreneur, and business owner, all while trying to crush and achieve my goals. So y'all know I have been doing a series called Confessions of a Gold Digger or Confessions of a Business Owner, where I have been sharing with you some of the lessons I've learned in business ownership and entrepreneurship. And I have been sharing it with you in hopes that you don't make the same mistakes that I made, and hopefully that you will learn from some of the mistakes that I did make. And I told y'all I was going to do it. Up until the end of January. So we are on the last day of January, and this will be the last episode of Confessions of a Gold Digger. But I do have a special announcement that I will share with you later this month. Not later this month, y'all. It's been a long day. Later, later this evening, regarding something else that I will be having available to y'all. All right, but since this is the last episode of Confessions of a Gold Digger, Confessions of a Business Owner, I wanted to do a kind of like a quick recap of everything that I kind of talked about and touched upon. There were also some things that I realized that I had left out. So the first night, I definitely shared with you um, my first business failure and why I felt it was a failure and the things that I learned from it. And I told y'all, I shared with y'all that when it comes to business ownership, when it comes to entrepreneurship, that you definitely have to switch and change up your mindset. It's definitely a different type of mindset that you have to have, going from that pretty much like an employee to that of an employer or to that of a boss. So just keep that in mind. Oftentimes, when you're coming from working for someone else, you definitely have to make that mindset shift and just view things a little bit differently than what you have done before. And we talked about like not asking for permission to do certain things, because you pretty much are the one who is setting the whole tone for your organization, for your business. And yeah, don't worry about asking for permission. Just go ahead and lay out what you need. The other night, we did talk about getting used to hearing the word no, and also, you know, what happens, what do you do when you are faced with rejection? And I share with y'all, do not be surprised if someone rejects you when it comes to you first starting your business, first opening your business, first launching a product or something new. It's okay. Like, kind of I mean, I say that now, even though I know it's still a hard concept to deal with. I say that, and I'm not saying it lightly, but I'm saying it to let you know, like it comes with the territory. Like being rejected, it comes with the territory. So be ready for it. Kind of like prepare yourself for it so that it doesn't catch you by surprise or catch you off guard. And in the event that everything does go smoothly, everything does run well when you first launch your business or first launch a product, and you don't really have to deal with rejection, if you are so fortunate enough where you don't have to deal with rejection, then that's great. At least you kind of like prepared yourself for it. Now, I will share that as much as you do try to prepare yourself in various aspects of business, there is always going to be the element of surprise. Something is always going to come up that is going to try and knock you down or tear you down or whatever. It seems like it's always something that pops up. But if you just kind of go ahead and realize, hey, something is bound to happen, and you just keep that, just keep that mindset. And also, it's not just the mindset of like, not the negative mindset of like, oh, something's bound to happen. It's just preparing for it and being like, yes, I understand that something is about to happen, but that is not going to break me. That is not going to deter me. This is not going to derail me or anything like that. Just being prepared for it, in the fact of not being negative, like, yep, Something was bound to happen, and now I am ready for it, and now I'm prepared for it. So, because in business ownership, in entrepreneurship, you are going to face so many different challenges, so many different tests, so many different obstacles. And I know it seems like I'm throwing out a lot of negative stuff. You're also going to have so many different wonderful opportunities. But I feel like you see the opportunities, the wonderful opportunities. Everybody glamorizes that and no one talks about the other side. So don't, like, be prepared for the negative stuff that might happen in your business, not so you can be negative like, oh, well, I knew this was going to happen, or oh, I knew nobody was going to support me, or whatever. It's so you can be prepared, so you can bounce back, so you can have a good comeback, and that hopefully that you're not disappointed and everything, or you feel bad, because sometimes we'll get in our feelings and we'll get in our emotions, and we'll be like, well, nobody is supporting me, nobody is supporting my business, and then it causes you not to want to go forward in business or even try and do new things in business. So that's why I say be prepared for it, but not so that you can be negative about it or dwell on it, but so that you can bounce back from the situation and everything. All right. Um, so that is what I failed to mention when it came to the rejection series, because I was like, yeah, get used to being rejected. It comes with the territory, but it wasn't just for me to say, yeah, it comes with the territory. Tough, deal with it or whatever. I wasn't trying to be insensitive or anything like that, but it's just so that you can be prepared in the event that happens, because chances are it's not going to be if it happens, it's just going to be when it happens. Okay. um, we also talked about marketing. I Marketing, you can learn so much from marketing. I shared with y'all something I learned a long time ago from my grandfather, and it was that you don't necessarily have to have the best product to be able to sell or to be able to do well, because all you really need to have is some of the best marketing. Like, you have to do well with your marketing in order for your product to sell, or product or service, depending on what you're doing, your product or service to sell. So if you have good marketing, then that is what's going to take you very far. Now, also, you need, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, if you are launching something, you do need to be kind of reflective and self-aware, and kind of take a step back and look at yourself. If for some reason your product or service is not selling like you want it to, you really need to look at your marketing plan and your marketing strategy to find out what is going on. And if you don't have a marketing plan and you don't have a marketing strategy, it might sound harsh, but why are you surprised if your product or service is not selling? Because that is the key. That is what is going to make it happen. People, I mean, you can market to your family and friends, or say, oh, this person knows me or that person knows me or whatever, and they're going to support my business or whatever. That's only going to get you so far, okay? Yes, people will support your business because you started a new business or you have a new product or service, or whatever. That is only going to get you so far. You definitely have to have a marketing plan and a marketing strategy, and pretty much what is called a sales funnel. I did not mention that or bring that up, but that's pretty much what a marketing plan is. It's just your sales funnel. Pretty much, how are you attracting customers? How are you getting the customers into you? How are you getting them to buy from you? And how are you going to keep repeating that over and over and over and over and over again? That is pretty much what it is. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Y'all, I get carried away. Hey, Jay Rayna. Thank you so much. Let me put your Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm glad you think I look good. Yeah, I let my hair out tonight. I call her Floshita. So Floshita is out. I let her out on good behavior since she has been doing good. Um, and Jay, and hey, Yvette, thank you so much for joining as well. And Jay Rayna says, yes, my dad always said word of mouth is the best market. It is. It really is the best marketing. Even in my business, that's, I will say, because y'all. I share with y'all what I have been doing and what I have not been doing. In my regular business, we have not been doing the best marketing. Like I haven't really had a marketing plan, which is also why I've been kind of strategizing to see what I need to do. But we have built up enough clientele or enough patients where now people are hearing about us from word of mouth, our other patients referring others to us. But and that is one that is what your dad said is one of some of the best marketing, because usually when you hear it from somebody else, you're usually hearing it from somebody that you trust and somebody that you know. So now, if you don't hear it from somebody you trust or somebody that you know, then you're not necessarily going to follow up with it. But if you trust the person, if that is your friend, your family member, or something, and they are recommending for you to go and check them out, then yes, they're gonna vouch for the business or your product or your service. And it also brings what Jay Rena said, mentioned about her dad, is when you capture your customers, because we didn't talk about this either. When you capture your customers, you want to try and get reviews. So you want them to speak about your product. You want them to tell about your services and everything. And that is why reviews are so big online and everything. Um, I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat too. So you want to have a way to capture that. So having a presence either on social media or a website or something like that where you can collect reviews or customer testimonials, that really goes a long way. And that's why you see businesses doing it. And even when you look at other marketing strategies, just look at some of the commercials on TV and how they market. I told y'all in the marketing thing, look at how big companies do their marketing. That is pretty much your cheat code for how you do marketing. So when companies have on their commercials other celebrities, they're putting a face that you're familiar with so that you can get comfortable with it and want to buy their product. They're also putting a face, especially like if it's a celebrity face too, to make it seem like you will be doing something that a celebrity is doing as well. But even in the instances in commercials where they don't use a celebrity, sometimes you'll see commercials where, even from the very basic commercials or whatever, they're pretty much having people talk about their product and saying how good it is or how much they love it or anything or something like that, to that effect, how they were able to be helped by that. That is the gist of a lot of commercials. If it's not showing that, it's showing how happy and how this product is solving problems and stuff like that. So they are marketing to you in that aspect, and you need to take those elements from commercials and see how you can incorporate it. I'm not saying that you have to have a celebrity to market your business, but you want to bring somebody on that somebody is going to know, like, and trust and have confidence in your product. You want to take elements from those big commercials and show how your product is creating a wonderful and pleasant experience for people, that kind of thing. You want to show how your product is solving your product or service is solving a problem. So that's what I mean when look at the big companies and they're giving you the cheat code. So you just have to see what is the basic elements, because business is business. The basic tenets of business are always going to be the same, like selling a product. The way you do and sell a product, that's basically always the same. Yes, it's going to have different spins on it, but the actual basic principles of it, they are always the same. Let's see. And Jay Rena says they will come from miles away to if you build it, they will come for great products and services. Now, Jay Rena, I'm gonna say something because I I didn't talk about this too. um they if you build it, they will come if you market it. Because I will say this, and hey Shanice, I will say this, that was my idea when it came to when I first opened my practice. I was like, if they build it, they will come. And I was like, because I was offering, I won't say a premier service, but nobody else was doing this. Nobody else was really doing the service that I was providing in my area. So I knew I had a special demographic who I was tapping into, but they ain't know about me. Ain't nobody know about me. So it was like, I was like, oh yeah, this is a very much needed service in the community. Once I build it, everybody is going to flock to it. That was really and truly my philosophy about it. And then when I opened, it was like crickets. It was crickets, y'all. Literally, like I might have a couple, 2 to 3 patients a day if I was lucky. So, and I realized, and I was like, why is nobody showing up? And that if you build it, they will come. That's for Hollywood. They will come, but first they got to know about it though. So it was like I had to do my work and get my name out there, and so people would know that it was even there and even available and stuff too. So I do believe that if you build it, they will come. That works too for if you have like a food business, because people like to eat. So if you have something where people are going to want to eat or whatever, they will flock to you. But even the marketing will take you a long way, y'all. I could talk a long time about marketing, because there are, listen, you just need to have some kind of marketing plan to get your name out there. If you are not generating the sales that you want, if you are not seeing the clients that you want, you really and truly need to look at your marketing and making sure that is up to par. And depending on what you can do, try to give back as well. I know sometimes in business we have invested so much money and so much time into stuff that we don't necessarily want to do things for free, but sometimes you might have to do some stuff for free. And how that is going to be unique to each individual. You might have to do some stuff for free to kind of get your name out there. And I'm not saying do it to lose money, but if you're already not really making money, it won't hurt. I won't say, make sure it doesn't hurt you too much if you are doing some stuff for free or just to get your name out there. But when it comes to business, you just have to get creative with the business. And I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all have any business questions, please put them in the chat. Jay Rayna, also too, thank you for sharing. I didn't realize that you had a business. Jay Rayna, do you mind sharing what your business is so we can shout you out on the platform if you don't mind sharing? So we talked about marketing. I'm not going to go, well, like I said, I can go on and on and on about marketing. The highlight that I'm going to say is just look at what the big companies are doing. See, use them as a template, use them as a cheat code, use them as a blueprint, and follow their steps. When I shared about marketing initially, I used the example of, you see, the companies, like Christmas is a big time where they know people are going to buy around Christmas time. So what do? They start marketing in September, October, and it's not necessarily no for you to buy any like a Christmas tree in September or October. It's just to plant the seed in your mind and in your head that, hey, we have this product, we have this service. They already know most of their sales are going to come in probably in November or December, but they are planting the seed. And so you have to have that same kind of mindset when it comes to your business. If you have a product or service that is coming out, go ahead and build up the anticipation for it, so that when it comes time, like, and you see it now, like already, it's not summertime, it's still wintertime. Y'all gonna start seeing bathing suits coming out in the stores. Y'all are gonna start seeing advertisements about shorts and all kinds of stuff. They start built, like, nobody is probably, some people might buy some shorts and bathing suits and stuff early to catch deals or whatever, knowing that they can't necessarily wear it until later on when it warms up. But they're already planting the seed and they're putting that in there. And that is just like the same philosophy you have to have. And the other thing I will say too is, just like you might say, well, I don't want to bother people by keeping, marketing to them so much. Companies don't care. They don't care that, we talk about, well, I won't say we. I know I say something about it all the time, like, man, they already done put out the Christmas decorations or whatever. I say the same thing about like, man, they already done put out the Valentine's decoration. They don't care that I'm annoyed. They don't care that I'm bothered. They don't care, because they like, we gonna get this money. We gonna get this green. We don't care how annoyed or upset you are. So don't feel bad if you feel like, hey, people gonna get sick of me advertising or mentioning my business. Girl, whoever, it doesn't matter. Get your coin, get a knowing. At least they'll know about you. And even if they can't recommend, even if they don't necessarily need your product at the time, they can recommend somebody who might be in search of your product at the time. So get on their nerves and everything. And Jay Rayna says, for sure, you have to be known in the area. He was a pillar in the community. Oh, Dad had a cafe and a barbershop, though. Yes, go ahead, Dad. Yes, he was definitely a true entrepreneur. Yes. So, yeah, if you're known in the area, which I wasn't, not for that or whatever, or they knew me in a different aspect or whatever, so they were looking for me in a different place, so I had to say like, no, I have since moved over to a new space and place, so come check me out over here or whatever. But yes, all right. And Shanice said, hey, everyone. And then also Shanice said, get your coin, get annoyed. Yes, they don't care that you get annoyed. They don't care. Even with the Halloween decorations and stuff like that, they'll put those out, all that stuff. They don't care. They're like, we got to plant the seed. We got to build up the anticipation for our customer. And also the people who get annoyed or whatever, they know that might not be their ideal customer. That might not be who they are targeting. And so they don't mind that they might lose the sale for that. And that's what you also have to realize too. If somebody gets upset with you for doing certain stuff, guess what? They're probably not your ideal customer. And your ideal customer is going to see you and appreciate you for what you're doing, especially if you are specifically looking for that. The last thing I'm going to say about that, I know I already said wasn't going to talk about it anymore. Same thing when you're on social media and you're like looking for a certain thing, or you do a Google search for something, that some product or service that you're looking for, and now all of a sudden all these ads keep popping up. That's the same thing. They're trying to plant the seed. Like, when's she gonna buy? When's she gonna buy? Let me show her this ad this time. Let me show her this ad that time. They're just gonna keep showing you the different ad until you're ready to buy. That's what marketing is. So they just have to keep presenting it to you and everything. And then let's see, Jay Rayna says, thank y'all so much for joining too. She says, Jay Rayna is a notary. She's a notary public. No brick and mortar for me. I'm an independent contractor, mystery shopper, and all right, startup business coach. So if you need some notary services, hit Jay Rayna up. Jay Rayna, what area are you in? She also does mystery shop. If you need some help with your business, Jay Rayna is a business coach as well. So hit her up as well. Jay Rayna, put your contact information in the chat if you are trying to get some business and stuff, so we can reach out to you. And actually, yeah, put your or email me or put your information in the chat, because I might have to reach out and talk to you, because I told y'all earlier I do have a special announcement that I need to make too, and I'll be sure to do that before we end the video and everything. All right, moving on, because like I said, I could talk about marketing for a long, long time. The other thing, the next topic we talked about was customer service, and it is so big to have great customer service. Not only as a business owner, but just because if you work for a company, you have to pretty much deliver customer service. I can't tell you how many times over this past weekend I had poor customer service. I'm like, and it was like, and some of it, now one, I think the person was just, he ain't care about his job. The other time, I don't think it wasn't that they didn't care. It was just like, I don't think they were, yeah, they just had poor customer service or whatever. And the key with customer service is anticipating your customer's needs and being attentive to that. Now, I will say I went somewhere today and I did have very good customer service, and it was because they were attentive to my needs and they anticipated. And also, you have to keep in mind, when someone comes to your business or someone comes to your website or someone is seeking out your services or whatever, they don't necessarily know what to expect, or they already have a preconceived idea of what to expect. So when it's something new to them, you pretty much need to lead and guide them through the steps of how this transaction is going to take place. And if you don't follow up with them, meaning if they send an email and they never hear back from you, They don't know what is coming next. Like, what am I supposed to do? Did they receive my email or whatever? Even if you're busy or something like that, you can say, hey, I will reach back out to you on, such and such date or whatever. You have to do the follow-up. You have to pretty much tell them what is going to happen, because they don't know what to expect. And that's pretty much what makes people upset, is that they don't know what's going on. They don't know what to expect. I'll give the example that happened with me this weekend. One of the examples that happened with me is that I had ordered some food, and I was supposed to pick it up, like like curbside pickup or whatever. I was supposed to pick up the food. I arrived early at the time, and I wait for the food to come out at the designated time. It doesn't come out. So of course I call. I give them a few minutes. I give them about 5 minutes after the time. And then I call and I say, hey, I'm here to pick up my food or whatever. And they were like, yes, we're bagging it up for you right now. Okay. It was another 7 minutes before they brought my food out or whatever. And then when they brought my food out, they didn't say, I apologize for the wait. When I called, they didn't apologize for the wait. When they brought the food out, they didn't apologize for the wait. And it's just those little things like that, like keeping the customer informed. Like, the customer shouldn't have to keep checking in with you about what the process is. They shouldn't have to keep checking in. You should be laying out the process for them. So that they'll know what to anticipate and what to expect. So if when I had called, she was like, oh, yes, I'm sorry about the wait. If you tell me we're bagging it up right now, I expect for you to come out with my food within the next 1 to 2 minutes, not 7 minutes later or whatever. And if that is the case, you need to inform me, like, I apologize about the wait. It's going to be another 5 to 10 minutes before we can bring the food out because we're running a little bit behind. Like, explain that to the customer, because that's what gets people upset and gets people in a mood, and everything. Let's see. Oh, Yvette is also a startup business coach. Y'all put your information in the chat too. I'm sorry, a startup coach too. So I'm assuming it's a business coach. Um, and thank you, Jay Rayna. Well, I don't know if you're saying it to me or Yvette. You probably saying it to all of us, but she says much success to you in this new year within your business. And Yvette says that she is doing well with it. I'm coaching on starting at eBay and Amazon. Ooh, that is really good. All right, I'm about to write some of this information down. So Yvette, do you also do videos on YouTube so I can check them out? And then I'm writing down, you do eBay and Amazon coaching. So anybody who wants to do online selling, you need to hit up Yvette. And then Jay Rayna, her company is Wealth. I like that. Wealth Level Ventures. So Wealth Level Ventures LLC. Let me not leave off the LLC. Y'all were I think y'all both were on the live yesterday when I talked about the LLC. I forgot. I know I did my disclaimer and everything. I told y'all I was not setting up an LLC, and this is just a quick little sidebar. I told y'all I was not setting up an LLC at this point for my mystery shopping or for my notary business. I told you I was not setting up the LLC for my mystery shopping because I did not see the tax benefit of it, since all my tax write-offs will pass through just as if I was a sole proprietor. And I also told you I didn't feel like I needed the LLC for liability purposes because I didn't anticipate being sued as a mystery shopper. I also told y'all for notary, I have not set up an LLC for that because once again, no benefits with the tax purposes at this point. And then also about being sued, that is why I had my errors and omissions. Now, I will say, once I make a certain amount of income with the notary business, I probably will set up an LLC. So I forgot to put that out there. Like, once you start making a certain amount of money, yeah, you probably need to look into an LLC. I'm not really making that much money in notary for me to set up the LLC. And I would say the same thing about mystery shopping, but I don't, and I mean, I could be selling myself short, but I don't anticipate making that amount of money in mystery shopping where I would need to set up an LLC. I could be wrong, but right now I don't anticipate myself needing to create it. So once you do start making a certain amount of money in business, yes, you need to look into an LLC. And that's why also I told y'all too, the way I do stuff may not be the best way for you to do stuff. But I totally forgot about that. When somebody had asked me about that. Right now, I'm not making enough money in my notary business to justify me getting an LLC, but eventually I probably will, but it will probably be set up as an S Corp when I do that. All right, so let's see. Um, Hold on, not yet. Yvette, I forgot what my question was that I asked you. Um, and then Jay Rayna was just saying she needs to get back into eBay and Amazon selling. Yeah, see, y'all make connections here. So we can all win and do well. But yes, so we talked about customer service, and the last thing I talked about on what was it, Saturday, was imposter syndrome. And I shared with you about the times where I experienced imposter syndrome and how it can be something very difficult for you to deal with and manage, especially as a business owner and entrepreneur, just because there is a high level of responsibility, there's a high level of expectations that are placed on you. And sometimes once you actually start making it and doing it, you might feel like, am I really supposed to be here, or should somebody more qualified than me be here? But I also share with you, you cannot let imposter syndrome deter you from what you need to do. You definitely have to stay focused, and keep that positive mindset. And we talked about affirmations, and someone had shared about an app called I Am that you can use for the affirmations and everything too, because you really do have to remind yourself that you are capable of everything that you set out to do, because the situations that you will face in business ownership and entrepreneurship will have you to think otherwise. Like what I talked about, accepting rejection, being prepared for rejection, hearing no over and over and over again. Um, just trying to build your business and it not maybe turning out the way you want it to, you might feel like, man, this might not be what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, and you'll get discouraged. And it is a very fine line from realizing this is what I'm meant to do but to between, oh yeah, this really isn't working out. But also knowing if something isn't working out, also being self-aware to know what I need to tweak or change. I said I was going to do a video and I haven't done it. But it's talking about knowing the difference between quitting and when the assignment is actually finished. I think I might still do that in the future. But there's a difference between quitting and there's a difference between knowing when you have actually fulfilled the assignment and now the assignment is over and it's time for you to move on to something else. Those are two different things. But sometimes the lines are blurred and you don't realize it. And you might feel bad because people like, don't give up, don't, keep on going. And you like, I'm, I'm not quitting. This assignment is finished. Like this is finished. I understood the assignment. I completed the assignment and now it's time for me to move on versus quitting. So there is a delicate and fine line with that. That is the whole thing with business ownership and entrepreneurship. It's like you are teetering and on different levels and just trying to maintain that balance between I'm good enough to am I supposed to be here to am I supposed to be doing this and do I need to switch to something else. It's a delicate balance and you really really have to stay focused. And that's why I say you have to kind of know what you are trying to go for, what you're trying to strive for. Also knowing who your ideal clients are, having a marketing strategy, having a sales strategy, so you can have clear focus on what you're doing. So when something comes up, you're like, that's not part of the plan. That is not part of the plan. Now, also, like I said, you can't be so rigid that you're not flexible to incorporate that. But like I said, it's a balance because you don't want to be so flexible that you're taking anything and everything in too. So it's definitely a balance. Definitely a balance. Yes, let's see. And Jay Rana says, yes, that you have a brick and mortar is huge, a big responsibility. It is. And I will say it's not even like the brick and mortar I probably could deal with or whatever is more so the fact that I have employees and the fact that I have people working for me and the fact that I have to keep generating money in order to support and sustain them as well as sustain the business as well as to sustain me. So that was the thing that I wrestled with, just the overall responsibility of that. But even with that, it comes the brick and mortar, it comes with a lot of hidden stuff that I won't say hidden, but behind the scenes stuff that you're dealing with, like compliance issues, um, business issues, like making sure you have your correct business license and everything is registered like it's supposed to be. That kind of behind the scenes stuff that has really, I won't say nothing to do, but it has nothing to do with like the patients or anything or my marketing strategy or anything like that I'm doing. But it's all the behind the scenes stuff that if I don't keep up with, that can make my business go away. But that kind of stuff I only have to deal with certain times of the year typically versus the constant, we got to generate enough money this week so I can make payroll next week, that kind of thing. And thankfully, I am out of the early stages of business where now I am sustainable, where we are doing that. But the same thing, like I said, I've been kind of slack in my marketing. We have been reliant on like word of mouth, but there's a lot of stuff that we really can do that can generate more people coming in. Now, also the thing is too, is, and this is what I'm actually dealing with now. Part of the reason I haven't started marketing more is because I am the bottleneck in my business. Like I'm the only one who can see the patients and do some of the services and stuff like that. I need to develop my team a little bit more so that I can delegate stuff and focus only on the things that I can do that generate money. So we could definitely generate more patients, but I'm like, I don't, I don't want to be working that much right now, or I don't want to be working that hard. I know that sounds kind of bad, but it's like, oh my gosh, if we were really seeing the amount of patients that I know we can see, I would be literally and truly like burnt out. So I know we can press on the gas some more, but right now your girl needs a break. So I have been taking it slowly, but that's also where I have been kind of like rebuilding and trying to see some changes that I need to make so that we can see more people and not require so much of me and my time and my energy and my effort. So that is what I'm trying to navigate as well. Because the other thing with business, it's like at first you're trying to gain all these customers or clients and all that kind of stuff. And then when you start doing it, it's like, I won't say you're on a hamster wheel, but you got to keep it going. You got to keep it going. You got to keep it going. There were times where I would not take days off or whatever. Now I'm all about getting a day off or whatever. Like I have to take care of myself. I can't keep running like this. But in the early stages, you might have to do that in order to build the momentum to get everything in motion. But yeah, so I'm at the point now where I'm trying to take kind of like a step back a little bit and see how I can still generate income and generate money for it. Um, let's see. Jay Rana says, "Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad, as you said, they're very helpful and appreciate it. I'm glad they are helpful on this level to talk and share with positive." Yes. So thank you so much, Jay Rana. I don't know if which brings me to my special announcement that I have. Since you brought it up, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I don't know if Shanice is still on here. Y'all, Shanice is my actual friend in real life. So what we are going to be doing, what we are launching, which is going to be starting actually on this coming Sunday, we are starting to do a podcast as well as a YouTube channel, and it's going to be called Girlfriend Tea with Nee and Ree. Okay. So we're still the particulars because I kind of like just pushed me and I'm like, okay, we need to hit go right now. Um Literally, that is what happened. She can vouch to that. Um, so I will have more information coming out. But what we're going to be talking about on that particular podcast is pretty much, since we are very good friends and everything, we're just going to be kind of like talking about stuff that we're going through, but we're also going to be giving out business tips, financial tips. We are going to have a spiritual component on there as well. And we are going to try and do some business shout outs. So that's why I was saying, if y'all have your information, if you can put it in the chat, because we do want to highlight some businesses, women owned businesses, Black owned businesses, that kind of thing, weekly when we do our actual podcast and everything. So we are going to be looking to reach out, and we are trying to, feature smaller people and give them a platform and give them a voice so that they can be heard. So that is what we are going to be doing. So it's going to be Girlfriend Tea with me and Ree, and that is going to be on Sundays at 9:30 p.m. So my Sundays are going to be kind of busy. I'm going to be doing the live Q&A for mystery shopping, and then immediately after we'll be doing the podcast slash YouTube channel. That will also be, as of right now, we have decided for that to be live as well, so you can tune in and check us out, but it'll be on a separate channel. But like I said, you can look to my page for information and for me to post the link and everything. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing, y'all. So this will be our first time doing a podcast, so we're still trying to work everything out with that. And Shanice's first time kind of getting with YouTube and everything too. So we are both stepping out of our comfort zone. Shanice probably more more so than me, but we just yeah, we just see so many areas where we would like to be able to share, and not so much share in the messy gossip and stuff like that. I know there's a space and place for that, but we're just wanting to be able to share helpful information to people so that we can positively impact everyone and everything. So and let's see, Jay Rana says, can I get, yes, actually, very good point. So one of my patients actually works at a university, and she told me to reach out to her. So I have to reach out to her to have, she says that they do the internship. So I'm going to have that. I'm going to reach out to her so some of them can come in and help out with some of the stuff. The biggest thing for me is like they can do some of the administrative tasks and stuff like that. It's really just training staff on the more advanced tasks that I need, and that just takes a long time. A long time. Um, and I had hired a couple of people who I thought would be in position by now to be ready to do that so I could take a break, and it is taking longer than I anticipated. And also too, like I said, business is always a balance. It's like trying to decide, should I just start all the way over or should I just work with who I got? And so right now I am definitely trying to work with who I have, because they are showing potential and they are promising, and yeah, but in some areas I am going to have to bring somebody else new on to kind of help assist me a little bit too, because also I'm realizing some of the stuff that I thought that they were going to be able to help me with, they're not going to be able to help me with. So I'm really going to have to be a little bit more laser focused on my hiring process to get somebody who I really, really need. But yes, thank you so much for that suggestion. But yeah, I'm going to be reaching out to a local university and get some interns to help me out with some of the admin stuff that might be going on. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Jarena. Yes, please be sure to tune in. Yes, so Shanice is still on. She says, glad to be doing it with my bestie. Are you really glad, girl? Because I kind of pushed you. I kind of pushed you. Now, I will say this, it was her idea, But I was like, okay, it's time for us to pull the trigger and do it, because she has probably been talking about, I want to say, I think me, you were talking about it for like last year. Like, and I mean, when I say last year, I mean like early part of 2021. I think you were talking about it. So we need to stop talking about it and be about it. So we're gonna pull the trigger Sundays at 9:30. Girlfriend Tea with me and Ree. Did anyone have any other questions? It went kind of it went a little long tonight, but I know I was doing the recap. I do want to give a shout out again to Yvette Girl Friday LLC. She does eBay and Amazon coaching. So if you are watching the replay and you are interested in doing that, then please be sure to reach out to her. And then also Jay Rayna, she does business coaching, and her business is Wealth Level Ventures LLC. And we'll see if we have if y'all want to be featured on the show and we give you a business shout out. So yes. Thank you. And thank you, Nee. I'm glad you still really want to do it with me. Um, y'all are brave. Um, I don't know if we brave or just, I won't say stupid, but foolish. Like we might not know what we're getting into. But I'm pretty sure that everything is going to work out. And I already told Nee too. I was like, if it doesn't, oh well. Like we'll just switch it up and do something different or whatever, or make adjustments. And that goes by why I say you really do in business, you do have to be self-aware of knowing what's working, what's not working, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, and being truthful to yourself. Like, did you really give it your all? Did you really commit like you were supposed to? Did you really, like, when it, even when it comes to market, like, did you really try to market? Did you really give it your best effort, or did you just do something to say that you was doing something and make yourself look good on IG or whatever, and you really wasn't doing it? So business, you definitely have to be self-aware. And if you're not self-aware, if you are successful in business, you usually become very, very self-aware, because even if you don't tell it, if you don't realize it yourself, your clients are going to start telling it, like, oh girl, you don't do this or you don't do that or whatever. So it's best to be self-aware before somebody else checks you on what you're not doing and everything. So, but yes, yeah. So we're gonna be out there and doing our very, very best. Yeah, I like what you said, Shanice. We either win or we learn. And thank you, Yvette. Thanks for saying that we will be fine. Yeah, I'm pretty well, I don't wanna I'm pretty confident. I think we're gonna be just just fine. We'll go with the flow, and as long as we have wonderful people like you, we'll be just fine. Because some of y'all, I mean, I know when I first did this live, I was like messing up and stuff like that, and y'all didn't mind too much. So I appreciate y'all um, being patient and gracious with me as I work through some of the kinks and stuff. And even tonight, y'all, I was so tired. I was so tired tonight. How about I fell asleep? And I literally woke up at like 9:20, and I was like, oh shoot, I gotta go do this live. Thank thank the Lord that he actually woke me up. But we'll be fine. Like we gonna be fine. All right. So I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Anything else I need to share with y'all? I don't know. Check out the new podcast on Sundays 9:30. The mystery shopping Q&A will still be happening on Sundays at 7:30. I do have to get out another notary video. Oh, I do have something special to announce. I totally forgot about it. So y'all know Black History Month is starting tomorrow or whatever. So I am going to be doing something on my channel regarding Black History Month. Basically, I'm just gonna, usually I do something. I try to do something every year on my personal social media pages about Black History Month, but this time I'm gonna take it to YouTube and my public pages and stuff. So this year I am going to be featuring a poem each day that I will have on my channel. So yeah, so be on the lookout for that, just in celebration of Black History Month. So yeah, so I will be posting that every day. So you'll see a little bit more of me, but it'll be quick videos because I'm just going to be reading a poem and talking about it. But my first poem that I'm going to be reading on tomorrow is actually written by my aunt. And so she kind of piqued my interest in poetry. I don't do as much poetry nowadays or anything like that, but she has piqued my interest in poetry. So I figured the best way to kick off the Black History Month would be to highlight her in one of her poems. So be on the lookout for that as well. I'm excited about that. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I'm still excited about it. So, but yes. All right. And just like Jay Rayna was saying, have a wonderful night. I'm glad you enjoyed Jay Rayna. I hope I see you on the other podcast and check out the other, not podcast, you know what I'm talking about, the live streams and podcasts, and check out the other videos. All right. Until next time, everyone, have a wonderful evening and have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care, everyone.